There was a time when the world was filled with violence, not just moments of evil, but a darkness that had spread across the entire earth. Corruption spread across humanity. People had lost their way. There was no justice, no mercy, no peace. And because of this, God made a decision that would change the world forever, to wipe it clean, to start again. But even in a world consumed by darkness, one man stood apart. One man was chosen to survive. This is the story of Noah and the flood that reshaped humanity. A world of corruption. Long before the flood, the earth was not as we know it today. It was filled with people, but empty of goodness. Violence had become normal. People harmed each other without regret. Greed controlled their hearts. Power was abused. The strong crushed the weak. The wicked prospered, and no one seemed to care. The world had become a place of chaos, a place where darkness thrived. And God saw everything, every act of cruelty, every moment of injustice. Nothing was hidden. And as he looked upon the earth, he saw how far humanity had fallen. So far that something had to change. The chosen man. But among all people, there was one who was different. Noah, a man who still walked in faith, a man who refused to follow the corruption around him. While others chose darkness, Noah chose righteousness. While others turned away, Noah remained faithful. He was not perfect, but he was good. And because of this, God chose him, not to be destroyed, but to begin again. The command. God gave Noah a command, one that would change everything. Build an ark, a massive structure made of wood, large enough to carry his family and the future of life itself. It was something the world had never seen before. There had never been a flood like this, no storm like this, no destruction on this scale. To others, it sounded impossible, even foolish. But Noah did not question. He obeyed. Day after day, he built. Under the burning sun, under the eyes of people who mocked him. They laughed, they doubted, they ignored the warning. But Noah continued, because he believed. The animals. Then something strange began to happen. Animals started to arrive. From every corner of the earth, 2 by 2 they came. Lions, elephants, birds of the sky, creatures of every kind. They moved with purpose, as if guided by something unseen, something greater than instinct. They entered the ark one by one, until it was filled with life. And when everything was ready, the door was closed. The flood begins. And then it began. Rain fell from the sky. At first it seemed normal, but it did not stop. Hours passed, then days, then weeks. The rain grew heavier. The earth began to flood. Rivers overflowed. Lakes swallowed the land. Water rose higher and higher. Mountains disappeared beneath the waves. The world outside the ark was slowly erased. Everything that once existed was gone. Inside the ark. Inside the ark, there was silence. Noah and his family waited, surrounded by animals, listening to the storm rage outside. The sound of rain never stopped. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. There was no land, no direction, only water, endless water. The world they once knew no longer existed, and all they could do was trust. The long wait. Time passed slowly. The storm was gone, but the water remained, still, endless, silent. Every day felt the same, waiting, hoping, trusting, wondering if the earth would ever return, if life would begin again. And still, they waited. The sign. Then Noah made a choice. He released a bird. It flew into the distance, searching for land. But it returned. There was nowhere to rest. Days later, he tried again, and this time the bird came back with something. A branch. A small sign that life had returned. Hope had returned. The new beginning. And then it happened. The ark came to rest. Dry land appeared once more. Mountains rose from the water. The earth was alive again. Noah and his family stepped outside. For the first time in months, they stood on solid ground. The air felt different. The world was quiet, clean, new. A fresh beginning. And the promise. And in that moment, God made a promise. Never again would the earth be destroyed by a flood. Never again would humanity face such destruction. And, as a sign of this promise, something appeared in the sky. A rainbow, a symbol of hope. A reminder that even after the greatest storms, peace can return. Outro. The story of Noah's Ark is not just about destruction. It is about faith, obedience, and second chances. It is a reminder that even in a world filled with darkness, one person can make a difference, and that even when everything seems lost, there is always the possibility of a new beginning. And that is the story of Noah's Ark.